All right, this video is going to be about studio reorganization, logistics and workflow, and why I have the pieces of gear I currently have. I've just done a studio reorganization in which I actually let my girlfriend redesign the layout because I wasn't happy with my last 12 layouts. If you're not interested in a long video about the gear that I've got, why I've chosen it, and where it's at, I mean, that's what I'm into when I see all these other guys showing off their studios and why they have the gear they have, how their workflow is. But if you're not into that, go ahead and don't watch the video. On YouTube, you have choice. You can change the channel. You can turn it off. You can go outside and touch grass. No one's forcing you to watch these videos. Be a big boy. Don't watch videos you don't want to watch. All right. Having said that, so if you go back a couple of my videos, I had the big monstrosity multi-U rack that I built and for my synthesizers originally. All you got to do is go back a few videos and you'll see the big monster. Well, I ripped the rack out and turned that into a shelf. So that's this black. It's a shelf now. The racks are out of it. It's no longer a giant studio wall or synthesizer wall. So it's just a shelf as opposed to just ripping the wood up and throwing it out. I let the girlfriend design this. It was way out of my comfort zone. And she doesn't understand studio workflow. She doesn't understand which piece goes where, or, I can't get an XLR in here, or I can't get a line in here, or you got to watch this, or I've got a screw stripped back there. Like, she doesn't know all the all the ins and outs of what I do or how I do it or why I do it. But I let her do it because she's neater than me, cleaner than me, and she does understand furniture and she does understand design. So although we fought on quite a bit of stuff, and I tried to sneak beyond her design a few times, we actually laid it out on paper and in Excel, and then she printed out this thing so that I knew where all my rack pieces went. There's more under here, by the way. There's more equipment underneath here. A few times I tried to sneak some pieces, like this is an 8 bucket or an 8 rack, 8U rack. Sometimes I call them buckets. It's an 8U rack. I tried to sneak a 12 in. She caught me. So I went back to the 8. She was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. If I'm going to design this, you got to listen to me. I was like, all right. So what we did is we got rid of the giant monster, multi-U column thing. This is a little more, I'm hoping, neat, clean, and functional. Now I am sitting at a desk again, which I don't love grabbing a guitar and walking over and sitting at a computer desk. But I've got the Tascam Model 24 back once again, so I don't have to fire the computer up. I don't have to fire the computer up until, I'm mixing with my Universal Audio, which is for sale. I'm looking to get out of that world. I'm looking to sell the Universal Audio and all the plugins. I'm just tired of being trapped there. Sure, they got a great LA2A. Sure, they got a great 1176. They got a Fairchild plugin. They got my Mini Moog. They got so many great plugins. I'm done with that world. I'm tired of being tied to a Macintosh computer, because I kind of want rid of the Mac as well. I can use any old computer with Reaper. Reaper will run on a potato or half of a potato. Anyway, if I could just stay on topic here for a minute. I've got the Tascam Model 24 now. I don't love sitting at a desk, but I don't need to turn the computer on. I can sit at the desk with my guitar on, or I know I complain about the weight, but I can pick the Tascam Model 24 up, bring it over to the acoustic drums, bring it over to the electric drums, bring it over to the synthesizer area, which she also reorganized, which I don't love, but like I said, I let her do it. I let her feng shui the studio, mind some of the garbage and stuff. We're still a little under construction down here after putting the new floor in. If you're wondering about the giant bed, it's my dogs, and also I am in the very beginning stages of starting my own cult, which everyone knows item 1 is a dirty mattress on a floor. The synthesizer area has some flaws. The BARP is way the heck down here on the right, and the remainder gear of my modular is way down here on the left. And here's the Moog Mother 32 way down here. So to my knowledge, you can't easily get a 6.5, 7 foot eurorack lead. So I mean, I could go from here to a malt, from the malt to the malt on grandma's hidden under here, malt on the grandma, malt to over here. But so she just doesn't understand that these all need to be like close in proximity. I don't understand that I don't need this many synthesizers. I really should just. It's just that I love them each for their own reason. I love the Mother 32. I love the grandmother. This is okay. It's kind of fun to monkey around on, and I like the barb quite a bit. But Desert Island, it'd be the grandmother. I shouldn't say that. Desert Island, I'd buy the mini moog. What are they? $5,000 sold out. I could be wrong on that. I should do a little video about that. But Desert Island would be a mini moog for sure. Second to that, I guess I could do my grandmother here. Third to that, well, I would keep the barb. Fourth, maybe that. I don't know why the mother comes in last. It is so cool, but it is only a one oscillator synth. So, but which is debatable. Some people say you can get another oscillator out of it. So okay, how do we go about the wall was daunting. What do we have and why do we have it and where do we start? Whew. Well, what she didn't understand is you got to sit this way to the speakers. She was like, well, can't the speakers be way over there and your mixing board's way over here and your keyboard? It's like, no, you have to be in the triangle. Okay. Here, and my head, the triangle sweet spot. And I know you guys are all master acousticians. You guys go, you didn't treat the room. Yeah, I know. I use headphones when I really need to get stuff done. I've got 2 industry standard sets of headphones right up there. I've got the AKG 240s and I've got those Sonys that I can't remember the model number, but like, you know, Celine Dion records were mixed on those Sonys, right? Not that I like Celine Dion. I'm just saying. People mix with headphones, deal with it. You know, you didn't treat the room. Well, I got enough little treatment in here that this is full of safe and sound. Just so that we don't get a lot of comb filtering and bounce when I'm playing drums. There's another one. There's a baffle I made it a safe and sound. There's some more safe and sound, safe and sound, safe and sound, safe and sound, right? So the room's treated a little bit. You guys can just relax. And you don't know anyway, you know. So one guy on Gearspace was like, hey, which guitar should I buy? And a guy goes, you didn't treat your room. And then all the parents were like, didn't treat his room, didn't treat his room, didn't treat his room. It's like, you guys don't know, though. You don't know about comb filtering and bass traps and why you need to treat the room. You're just all a bunch of parrot monkeys yelling at the top of your lungs. But anyway, treat the room, don't treat the room. Headphones. It's all about them headphones. All right. So, wow, did we get off topic on there? All right, so she didn't realize that you got to sit straight up. Now, I hate that the monitor is like the centerpiece of this setup, but so long as I have a Mac, unfortunately, it's back here. I faced its ass end towards me so I can get all the plugs. It's very much a computery setup. I want to get rid of the Mac. I do. That gets rid of, if I get a laptop PC instead, for example, I put a little laptop right here when I need it. I don't need it till the end for what I do. I'm something like Mike over at I Love Recording, where I don't like to have the computer on while I'm recording. I like to do it right in the box. Right in the box. This box, not this box. This box. So if I can get rid of the Mac, gets rid of the monitor, gets rid of the keyboard and mouse. All right. And then we start getting, I could move this center and we get more to the kind of feeling which I want, which is the Four Beatles or Pink Floyd leaning over the EMI console, getting their stuff done, working with the 8 tracks they had to work with. Tascam 24 has 12 mono, which 12 mono and 22 up to stereo, which is a luxury really. There's so many fantastic albums done on 8 track. So, and as I count these tracks, I know Joel Hansen's gonna be excited. He had a big count today on my YouTube where he's like, I don't know what the problem with your track count is. It has 12 tracks, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's like, yeah, the problem is you're not a smart person. You don't realize what I was saying in that video. It's not that I can't count to 22 or 24 even, because I don't count these two, but it's not that I can't count small integers under 100. It's that I didn't like that they were split. So it's not as many instruments. Start counting instruments, Joel, since you like to count. Count instruments. One instrument, two instrument. You're gonna have a ball with that, Joel, when you start figuring out that you don't got it figured out. It'll be a real eye opener for you. Numbers project for you, some homework. Anyway, all right. So we have the Apollo for now. Big dongle for the UA plugins. I'm tired of that world. I'm tired of being a slave to that world for the last 15 years or whatever. Christmas comes along and they find a new way to work the numbers, and they're like, look at what we're doing for you. $3.99 US dollars, and we'll give you some more plugins. It's like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I want to go outside the box analog. All right. These are spec analyzers. 1, 2. They got to be under the speakers because they're going to show the frequency across the lights here in case I have a problem, usually in the lower end, and I don't know which cycles it's at. Then I've got a power bar here with plugs on it so I can charge phones, plug in effects pedals. Always got effects pedals hanging out here nearby that need power. Like there's the Ruby over there, So if I bring up the Electro Harmonics Memory Man or the Ruby or whatever, you want plugs nearby. I got my Warm LA2A right there. I didn't really need it so hand accessible, but I kind of liked it at hand. I like to run my bass through there, some vocals through there. It's the compressor I know how to use because it's got 2 knobs on it, 2 knobs that matter. Got an ART Pro VLA2 stereo compressor, or 2-channel compressor, I should say, in here. It's also at hand because I do like to mix with that. So it sort of becomes an extension of the Tascam Model 24 when I route through it. I'm doing my EQ on each channel. I could be pumping stuff through here, compressing them either in stereo or, 2 channels, bringing them back. So I like to have that at hand. I don't love that some of these controls are like, down here, but that would just be a matter of, these are 4 buckets or 4 racks that I made. I should maybe just make them 6. Don't want to get too tall there. That's one thing my girlfriend would not allow when she was redesigning this for me. It kind of looks girly. You can tell a girl designed it because of the IKEA thing, the white IKEA shelf and the white table. Wouldn't have been my choice, but I let her do it, and I think the workflow is going to be good. But anyway, she would not allow tall. She would not allow this any taller, the height. She said that's where you're feeling daunting and you're feeling pressured. So, and I guess she was right. That's when I tried to replace this 8 rack with a 12. I had a 12 in here. She come downstairs and she caught me. She's like, oh no, I see what you're doing there. Blah, blah, blah. Go back to the 8. I'm like, but I need more gear. And she's like, no, you don't need more gear. You already said you don't need more gear. So she's right. Now I have my, what's missing here is my 500 series rack. I've got these 2 in its place. That's still, I lent that to the electrical engineer because he's still fixing my crappy Heritage preamp. So the 500 series rack would go here, and then these 2 pieces, I've got a Neve 1, and then I've got a Focusrite Scarlett. Probably going to sell them. And if they did come out, I could put them in a portable or something else. Like I could find a place for them. But what I really need here, as we moved from right to left, is, well, you got the tuner up top. So this Behringer tuner, which I love the format. I love that it's 19-inch. I love that it has a light in it somewhere. How do you turn the light on anymore? If I go, there's the light. What I don't love about it, unfortunately, I don't think it's a great tuner. I really struggle with it, especially tuning a bass. When you do the low E, you actually have to fret it at the 12th fret, or else the low E just will not show up here. So I don't know if I just got a bum unit or what. There's another one on Kijiji right now, or Reverb for $45. I might pick that up and compare the two. But so I love the format. I think it looks cool. I love the light. But as a tuner, nah. So then I got my patch panel, which just, as people probably know, it just lets you get from the front to the back cleanly. And then what this is this is 1, 2, 3, 4 warm audio emulations of Neve. 2-channel British microphone preamp. So it gives me 4 Neve emulations with transformers and all that good stuff. These two have the EQ, so you also get that that famous Neve EQ, at least in an emulation. How close does it sound to the original? How close does the original sound to the original? You ask anybody with any of this stuff, be it a Neve or a Fairchild or a Neotech console or an old API, and they're like, well, how close does it sound to the original? Well, the original didn't sound next to the original. You can line up 5 Altec compressors at Abbey Road in the year 1967. If you line up 5 Altec compressors, you can have 5 Altec compressors sound different. In fact, good engineers or engineers that had their 10,000 hours in, they would go in and they go, well, I need Altec compressor, the one that I put the masking tape on the bottom and I wrote C on it because C is the one for me. It's the one I always use and it sounds so much different than B and A. But anyway, does it get you in the ballpark? Oh yeah. Stick these next to a real Neve. People have done that on YouTube. A real Neve. Like I said, they all sound slightly different. You can't tell. It's the last 2%. You can't tell. Even those red ones, were those golden age projects. They used to come out of $300. It was a Neve emulation. You can't tell it versus a real Neve. Anyway, so preamps are here. Makes sense that it would be on the left-hand side because this is where all the action is. This is where the guitars are. This is where the drums are, the bass is, and, you know, somebody brought a violin or a tuba or whatever else, the piano. The tracking is done on the left-hand side, so the preamps are over there. And, you know, for now, the Focusrite's there, too, if you wanted to, you know, hook up there, too. What else we got? We got the record player and the CD player, which are all permanently attached to the Tascam. So you just enjoy it more. You get it if it's all hooked up, neat and clean, ready to go. You just press play on it, and away we go. If it's not hooked up, you won't listen to your records. And unfortunately, my records are over here. I don't love that flow, but this area I'm still struggling with the girlfriend's design, and we're gonna probably change some of that. So that's been all the gear up here. Why I have it where it's at. The lava lamps are pretty much a must in every studio. They put a warm, punchy, vibey sound on your mix bus, and if you don't have them, you'll never have hit records like I do. If we go down here, this is where you store things that you don't touch, typically. Now that bottom, I don't know if I can point with my finger, that bottom switch here, I kick that with my foot. That turns the whole thing on and off. I can kick that bottom switch. See if I can point to it again. That bottom switch, I can kick it with my foot, turns the whole thing off and on. There's also got a drawer down here. This is storage. I just don't need to come down here very much. Which was also like serves as a shelf. And then, yeah, 1, 2, 3 power. Not real heavy power conditioning back here. I mean, they're just power bars in 19-inch racks. So they may have some big resistors in them, but they're not true conditioners. True conditioners cost a lot of money. And then up here, we got a portable. It's a grab and go. You see the handle at the side? I can grab this and go because it's my ART headphone amp. What I would do is I would grab this, yank it out, stick it back there somewhere. Say there's 4 or 5 people back there. The ART headphone amp goes back there. You run stereo to it. You run the cables to it. Probably like from control room would make the most sense, right? Back to it, and then suddenly you can hook up. What is it? Six headphone amp 6. So 6 sets of cans, right? Which I gotta organize my headphones better. I got 1, 2, 3 over there. I've got a pair up there, pair down there. I got pairs over there somewhere. You know what? I need to neaten up, just have all my headphones in one hanging space. But anyway, So that's basically it. That's the studio reorganization. It looks like less gear, but I really didn't take anything out that I can think of, and I could do for less gear. Lord knows, everybody knows I could do for less gear, but I think that's a fairly modest setup at this point. My nice 4, I mean technically 5 preamps. Technically 6 if that piece of junk Heritage preamp ever gets fixed, but that's a whole other saga. So, what has she done over here at the synthesizers? Well, this just ain't gonna work. I have one Yamaha NS, what is it? An HS5, Yamaha HS5, I believe. That is the one mono speaker for all the synthesizers. These are all mono synths, so, and they're all not only mono output, but they're also monophonic in that, you know, one key gets you one note. You ain't gonna, I got no polyphonic synthesizers because I like to try to stay old school. Having said that, there's Pamela's new workout, but other than that, I try to stick to the roots. My SR16 collecting dust because of the construction. Relax, I will dust it. Yeah, there's not much to say over here. It's just, it's not right. These modular synths are too spaced out, and that the girlfriend, you know, she knows furniture, she knows interior design, she doesn't know gear. So she tried, but these things need to come together. Basically, this rack needs to get put underneath this rack, and all will be right with the world again. Yeah, that's all that needs to happen. Yeah, I mean, the eurorack stuff's got to be close. Like, your leads are only so long. You know, you can only go so far. But truth be known, if I was smart, which I'm not, I should have just bought the grandmother and be done with it. Or I should have just bought the $5,000 mini moog. I mean, I've had $5,000 in all this crap come and go. So, you know, you could have did it. That's like all this stuff, you know. All the gear I had come and go. I could have had an API box. What's an API box cost? $20,000 or $30,000? I've already spent that in stuff that's come and stuff is gone, right? But anyway, so there's just a glimpse of the redesign of the studio space here as done by a girl. And I think she did a great job in terms of feng shui and workflow and balance and just being comfortable. I think she knew some core principles that will make me feel less surrounded in a cave, I think. So we'll sit down and try to get some work done. I got a ton of stuff to mix. I've got old cassette tapes to convert. I got a backlog of stuff I got to work on. I've got paranormal footage to sweep through. We also do, you know, like ghost hunting stuff like that. So I've got paranormal footage I got to sweep through. I got no end of work. I could sit at that. So I could sit here for months and not get caught up. But anyway, that's oh, and the studio's new floor is in too. So yeah, so this is where we're at for now in February of 2024. And it's neater, it's cleaner, and hopefully we can get some work done. I even have, in terms of work, I've got people I could call right now. Now, it would be free. It wouldn't be paid work. But it would be, I could call some bands and get them down here. No, there's no shortage of projects. It's a shortage of time and a matter of... you know, I've been screwing around with this for 6 years, trying to get the ceiling in, trying to get the floor in, trying to afford everything, and trying to figure out a desk setup. But anyway, well, thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the reorganization and the logistics and the workflow. Thanks for watching.